All right. Thanks for joining in on this Stop Debt Collectors webinar. The webinar is going to be basically about, stopping them in court and the things you need to do before you get up to the court part. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a couple of recordings. These are actual court recordings. And this first one I'm going to play is leading up to what we did in a meeting one time in one of the groups. I can't remember which one it was. What's the second? Well, I did it with everybody, I think. Let me turn my video on. So listen to this recording. It's going to actually show you what I used in the case to fight it for this gentleman. Just to give you context, the guy, I think I explained this in here, the context of this. So let this play, and then we'll come back to that, and we'll go from there. So this is one of the actual templates y'all going to get, along with two others, to help see how you draft your cases. Then I'm going to send you guys a PDF of Richard Cornforth's book. I was able to locate it on the internet. I paid for mine, but it was one floating around there. So I'll give that to you guys to use. Those cases are very good and powerful guidances for winning in these debt collector cases. All right. Any questions before I move to show this video? I know I didn't talk about it a whole lot. All right, let's go then. No questions? All right, let's do that. Let me know if y'all can hear the sound. Can y'all hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
Can't hear you now.
Can't hear you.
Hold on, y'all can't hear that? I paused my mic. Let me make sure when I share the screen, it's supposed to play the sound. All right. All right, let me make sure I can hear this. How's that?
I still don't hear anything.
Don't? Okay, what is going on? Why isn't this playing? Hang on, y'all. Of course, when it started, it's let me stop the share and just start it over here. Stop. Share. Were y'all able to hear my Reverend Ike stuff that I was playing earlier?
No.
Y'all wouldn't hear nothing? Oh, okay. Something's going on with Zoom, because usually you should be able to hear the clips. I'm going to play it now. Let me know if you hear it.
Yes.
All right. I just need to move. How's that? Just chat out of the way. Okay, alleged defendant's motion to vacate board just. Will y'all able to hear that when I played it?
I can hear the case.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we can hear it.
All right. This one, the authority of Florida statute title. I think that's, what is that, 7? What's Roman numeral is that? 6? Or 7? 7, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, when it's going forward, 5. Yeah, okay. Chapter 90.203, compulsory judicial notice upon request. So I threw a bunch of things in here. Briefly support a motion to vacate. Michael S. Thompson, but not, see how I did this? I did, because this is how they had a caption. I don't go in and try to make a point of being obvious. Well, I'm being obvious, but I'm not focused on that all cap. because one thing, this is a civil matter, and they're trying to get money. They're not trying to lock you up. So we have to distinguish where we're going to pick battles. An aggrieved party moves this court under the authority of Florida Statute Title 7, Chapter 90.203 for vacation of void judgment attached for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. Markov Law LLC and William Weisbeck, practicing subterfuge and acting in a purely criminal mode, obtained judgment in this instant case. Michael S. Thompson did not receive notice and have opportunity on motion for either default or subject summary judgment, even if Markov Law Firm LLC and William Weisberg is the attorney, so I just want to let y'all know that. Had properly noticed Michael S. Thompson, the records does not reveal that Wells Fargo Bank N.A. proved standing to bring this action, and Markov Law LLC and William Weisberg failed to prove up the claim of damages. The court relies solely on attorney unsworn statements. See Wright versus Emory. Emory's attorney unsworn verified statements do not establish competent evidence. Hewitt Coleman Associates versus Lemus 460. I won't read all of that. The practice we wish to see terminated is that of attorneys making unsworn statements of fact at hearings which trial courts may consider as establishing facts. It is essential that attorneys conduct themselves as officers of the court, but their unsworn statements do not establish facts in the absence of stipulation. This is what I read on YouTube. Trial judges cannot rely upon these unsworn statements as the basis for making factual determinations, and this court cannot so consider them on review of the record. If the advocate wishes to establish a fact, he must provide sworn testimony through witnesses other than himself or a stipulation to which his opponent agrees. Usually, when they talk about stipulation, is that sometimes they'll send you a questionnaire to answer. Do you live here? What is your name? Do you know Wells Fargo? That's the stipulation. When you fill that out, you just stipulated that they can use that in lieu of having a witness testify against you, either by sworn statements or sworn verbal statements in open court. So when you get, they always send a questionnaire for you to fill out. You don't fill that out. And say no, rebut that, say no, I'm not give testimony against myself. I forgot the term, but anyway, you understand. You don't fill those out. Memorandum law in support of the point of law that party seeking to vacate void judgment is invoking the ministerial powers of the court. Courts lack judicial discretion when it comes to vacating void judgment. So they don't have, if they don't have that evidence there, they can't, they gotta give you your win. That's what I'm trying to get you to realize. They have to. That's why when the brother was talking to me yesterday, I said, you need to read what I gave you over and over. Read it because you will need to recall this when you're in court. So when rule providing for relief from void judgments is applicable, relief is not discretionary matter, but it's mandatory. Ornery, Shalala, 30F3D, 1307, Colorado, 1994. See also Thomas 906 SW2D at 262, holding that trial court has not only power but duty to vacate a void judgment. So they have duty to do it. For other authorities concurrent, see Watkins v. Johnson. A judgment that is absolutely null and void, a mere brutum fulmen, can be set aside or stricken from the record on motion at any time and may be collaterally assailed. It is determined that the judgment entered is void. The trial court has no discretion, but is obligated to vacate the judgment. Every court, whether possessed of original or appellate jurisdiction, is vested with inherent power to vacate its own orders, judgment, or decrees. If void, and indeed every such court is in duty bound to do so when appropriate procedures invoked for that purpose. So you have to invoke them to shut it down. Now, I use judicial notice, but you ain't going to see a judicial notice that like that on anyone else. They're using that that bare bones judicial notice. This here got teeth in it. This court is noticed as soon as practical and reasonable that Markov Law LLC and William Weisberg, the private business organizations to which they belong, and all who aid and abet Markov Law LLC and William Weisberg shall be sued under the authority of 18 USC 1964. I'm opening up a suit. He got opportunity to sue him. Attorney buying evidence. Let me fix this. Attorney attorney buying evidence of debt misleading court. Every attorney who either directly or indirectly buys or is interested in buying any evidence of debt or thing in action with intent to bring suit thereon is guilty of a misdemeanor. Any attorney who is in any proceeding before any court of justice of the peace or police judge or other inferior court appears as attorney willfully mistakes any proposition or seeks to mislead the court in any matter of law is guilty of misdemeanor. And on any trial, therefore, the state shall only be held to prove to the court that the cause was pending, that the defendant appeared as an attorney in the action, and showing what the legal statement was, wherein it is not the law any person guilty of falsely preparing any book, paper, record, instrument in writing, or other matter or thing with intent to produce it or allow it to be law shall be guilty of felony. See Florida statutes title, I don't know what that Roman numeral is. Offenses concerning racketeering and illegal debts. Demand. Wherefore, Michael S. Thompson, but not Michael S. Thompson, aka Michael Thompson, respectfully demand vacate void judgment under authority of Florida statute title 7, chapter 90.203, compulsory judicial notice upon request. I didn't put DBA, I put AKA and but not. I didn't do all of that. Affidavit. This is the affidavit I read on the air on YouTube. Here's the affidavit that they have to rebut. I'm not going to read all that again, but I'll go down to this, which I didn't read. So he gave him an affidavit and he said, y'all got 15 days from the verifiable receipt of the motion to vacate a void judgment, and orders shall be prepared and submitted to the court for ratification unless prior to that time, Markov Law, LLC, and William Weisberg rebut all articles 1 through 5 of my affidavit by and through a competent fact witness making their statement under penalty of perjury, supporting all rebutted articles with evidence which should be admissible at trial and sets the matter for hearing. So they got to go back with his affidavit, which they will not be able to do, and you'll see how they avoided it. So let's go to the recording. Let me find it. Find this recording. What's connected? That's my camera. Oh. Hang on, y'all. I'm going to shut down my camera for a second while I pull this file. Stop video. All right, let's get this file. And that static are being sacrificed. And that's if your stuff's not available, they can't hear it. Sometimes you gotta feel your way through the dark, and I struggled all the way up into the minute. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all you guys.
This is Hindsight Radio. I represent it. The information station changing the nation.
Yo, what's up? All right, it's free consultations on Monday time. Somebody already had a question in there. But what I did was I put the number to call and the access code to get in the chat. So I have a backup if that don't work too well. I wanted to do Zoom, but I wasn't sure if I was gonna have problems with echo and all of that stuff. So there's the number. 701-802-5787.
5215. Access code 393-9113. Just call that number and you can get in. You can also go in online as well. All right, so this is where y'all get to ask me questions. Stop bombarding my emails with questions. Y'all get to ask it here free. Let's see who's in the chat. Renell Brenskill, free consultations, question mark. Says good evening to you, AKiem. Good evening back to you. Then he says he's about to miss a payment. Was it credit card payment? What? Much light to all, peace to the gods. Loud and clear. Peace to all. And then Reno Bruce said, I'm unable to pay the minimum on these 2 credit cards. Okay. How do we speak live? I just gave the information in the chat. I'll give it again. One more time. Commit treason against myself. What you suggest I do once they miss payment hits my credit history? If you want to avoid it hitting your credit history, what you need to do is call them up, and they have some type of amnesty thing, and try to avoid them getting on the credit history. But sometimes it's unavoidable. It's one of those things you fight after the fact. That's why I don't use personal credit. I use business credit. Corinne says, happy Monday. Y'all must don't want these free, okay, this thing is saying I don't have audio on this one. Let's see what's going on. Got it.
You are the only participant in the conference.
It says I'm the only participant here. So what's that music? I don't like that. How do I shut that music off? All right, there you go. I shut that off. I think I'm gonna make it easier. Let me see if that music went away. I don't like that. How do I change that? I'm gonna make this easier. I'm gonna put this number in the chat. Y'all can just call. I'll make it easier. Call that number instead. Forget the first one. But in the meantime, you can put your questions in the chat, and I can answer them that way. Yeah, call that one. All right, Omar L, peace. All right, let's go. What's y'all questions? Y'all gonna just sit here and let me look? It's people on. Jason in Brazil is on. Are you in Brazil, actually in Brazil, or is that just your handle? Yeah, Reynolds Brenskill. When you talk about missing a payment, you could talk to them, you could write them. It's better if you call and tell them, hey, you're struggling, and they can give you some type of amnesty. Hopefully, they won't put that on your credit report. But you can dispute late payments on a credit report. Just so you know. I guess nobody got a question. Oh, living in Rio de Janeiro. Are you there permanently or what's going on? Somebody is calling in right now. Let's get them on. Hello?
Hi, Akeem, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. So I'm glad that you're able to hear me. I had some questions regarding credit. You did answer a few of them. It was in regards to the credit card and not being able to make the minimum payment. So you were saying that I should contact them and ask for some type of amnesty.
Yeah, they have programs where they could put you on, they could delay a payment or give you time to pay. And that'll help if you only, if you're gonna be able to make the payment in the future. Hold on, let me turn it up. Hang on.
Because I have my volume up as loud as possible.
Is that better?
Just a little, but I can hear you. I'm just kind of struggling to hear you. But you said I can give them a call.
How's that?
It's not much better, but I can still hear you.
I can hear you clearly. I'm getting you clearly. Maybe it's just this connection.
Now you're kind of breaking up.
Yeah, it must be this connection with this because I have you calling one of my phones.
And if you're talking now, I can't hear you at all.
How's that? Can you hear me?
Maybe say how's that? Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Hang on.
Are you able to hear me?
I could hear you. Good. I could hear you.
So you were
Yeah.
saying they have some type of amnesty.
Yeah, they have some type of every company has a program where if you're missing late, they put you on some type of program so that you can catch up. They want that to happen because they don't want you to default on the credit card because they get more.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well,
And everybody else said they could hear both of us clearly. It's
you
just
said
maybe
you want
you can't. Maybe it's something with this connection through here. You can't hear me.
to repeat that.
Um, I said everyone else said they can hear me clearly, and you both clearly. As you said, you're having trouble hearing me.
Okay. I may just have to hang up and call back. I'll just
Okay. Yeah, call back and all right. Thanks.
thank
Let me try the next person, see what happens here. Someone did call in while I was on. Let's get them on. Buffalo, New York.
Hello?
All right, you just tried to call?
Yep.
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
What's going on? How you doing, Akeem? Much
Can
like peace to the God.
can you hear me good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Hey, peace of God. Somebody said they couldn't hear me on the last call.
I heard her. She was coming through. I don't think she was able to hear you.
Yeah, it might have been something with her phone because you're hearing me clear. Loud
Yep,
and
loud
clear.
and clear.
Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
All right. What's your question?
Uh, um, my question is, Akeem, this was me. We had a we was doing some things on just this previous Friday, and I was it's Lacan, Apo.
Yeah, yeah, I know who it is.
Yep, I was wondering. Um, so I'm trying to gonna be setting up like an online store connected with everything that we got. Obviously, I didn't do any EIN or anything like that. How was that gonna be able to be how do I say connected to one of the functions of the church, or would I run that out of the
Now,
trust?
on the online store, I would set that up as a nonprofit because that's the only option they're going to give you. So
Okay.
you're getting a church. So a church is a nonprofit. So I would give them that EIN number when I set that online store up. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
that makes sense to me. That was all the clarification I needed for
Yeah.
that. And then
Like you can actually do that for your Cash Apps, your Zells, all of that stuff. Make sure the money is all going into your um your church account.
and we set that up as donations coming into for whatever merchandise is on the store, and it goes straight to the what you
Into
said.
the church bank account, yes. But
Okay.
when you set up the store, you can give them the church EIN number. Tell them it's a nonprofit. They're gonna want to see proof
Mhm.
that it's real. Now, what I have run into with the church when I get the certificates out of California, the issue is that you cannot do an online search for those churches, those nonprofit, because they set up as unincorporated nonprofit associations. So you can't go to California Secretary of State and look for them online, but you can get them, pull the records by mailing them or calling them, right?
Right.
So what you do so that you can get in where they can look it up when you bring, what state are you in?
I'm in New York. I sent you a copy of my SOS the other day.
Right. So
Yep.
when you take your, do they do DB? Yeah, they do DBAs in New York. Right. I know because I did it.
Yep. Yep.
So do a DBA in New York, and it'll be
Mhm.
you doing business as that nonprofit association. Use that name and everything. So when the online, like Shopify, whoever you use, want to see documentation that they can look up, you give them that instead, because they can go to New York Secretary of State and look that up, and they can find it. So you
Okay.
create your church in two different places, but just do it as a DBA, your name, doing business as the church name that you created in California. And
Oh,
that way, when you get to, because I've had run into this issue when I set up stuff, we can't look it up in California. We need something in the show. And I even show copies of the registration, the certified copies. They still give me problems because they want to look it up online. So
right.
what you do is create it somewhere where they can look it up as a DBA.
So I got it. I'm here in Erie County in Buffalo, and I've already got. I did the DBA with my clerk.
Right.
My name as the name of the church already. That was in the additional notes that I had sent to you on the 28th. But so I should be good then.
Yeah, you should be good if you've already done that. You ought to be
Yep, I
good.
got the SOS from California, like we spoke, and then like I said,
Hmm.
my clerk in my county, I did my name as my name.
Right. So then you can use that in the EIN you create for the church, because that's what you want to give them. You want to give them an EIN as a church, because that's going to be, when IRS looks at that, it's not going to look for it to file anything.
Right. Got you.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
I follow.
All right. Cool.
All right. I
All right.
appreciate you, but I yield.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So I'm gonna just right now. I'm kind of doing this rough, using my phone to talk to you guys, but I'm gonna get it where I could have a line of people and I can uncheck this the next time I do this. And it's gonna be a minute because I'm going on vacation in a couple of weeks, for a couple of weeks. So by that time, I'll have everything um with that. All right, Jason in Brazil. Okay, hang on. Let me get to the chat. Where's my mouse? My mouse. I lost it. There it is. Because that's something. I heard late payments are the hardest derogatory to remove. They are the hardest, but they can be removed. Okay. AKiem Bay said this feel like the old Block Talk radio days. I'm going back to that. I'm going back to the old Block Talk days. Where I tried the Block Talk with this setup, and sometimes when people call in, no one could hear the callers when they were calling in. So once I get that straight, it should take me no time to get that fixed. We'll do it better. All right, anybody else want to call in? The number is 803-917 917-7919. See, on Blog Talk, y'all could be there and I see your name and I just uncheck it. So I'm gonna go back to Blog Talk and do that. 803-917-7919. And then Jason in the Brazil, are you familiar with applying for government grants for a nonprofit? I know about it, but I don't know how to do it. I know someone that's in that game, but I kind of lost contact, but I can see how that works. Oh, DJ OJ said peace and love to all. Renell Brenskill says, I have questions about the U.S. passport. What are your questions? What are your questions? You can type it in that chat. I'll wait. Dun-dun. Said you had questions. What about that passport? You want to try to call back in and try it again? With the church, we are setting up the church that they're able to accept donations from, say, Walmart, McDonald's. As a church, you can accept donations from anyone. There's no discriminating on that. You can accept donations. Yes, you can accept donations from anybody. You're free. Anybody. I'm looking over here at my other computer because I'm trying to pull up my channel. I want to see how I sound. All right. There you go. I guess nobody got any questions. I guess it's the first show where I'm taking Q&A. When I was doing my morning walk, I had you know what? Let me see if I can get that video. And because I went over how to beat them student loans on that TikTok videos when I went live this morning. Let's see. Man, I got a lot of views. Live recording. So most diamonds. Was that today? Let's see if this is it. Okay, this is this morning. All right, let's see. Lincoln Elbert said, appreciate you doing this Q&A for us. I don't mind. I don't mind. Tell everybody. Y'all kind of slow today. Y'all have two people came on to ask question. When is the next seminar? Will there be a Q&A in the future? Yes, every Monday. But unfortunately, next Monday I will be on a cruise. And then the following, I might be able to do I'll be in Portugal. So that following Monday. So it might be the end of July before I do another Q&A for you. So, but from then on out, I'm going to be doing them every Monday, 8 o'clock. Every Monday, let people know. Yes, a seminar is coming up in Miami in August. Yes, I will be doing a seminar in Miami in August. The date is yet to be determined. The place is yet to be determined. Before the week is out, I'm going to try to advertise it so that you guys will be ready to go. And this seminar is going to really be going in on everything. I'm trying to do 2 days. But if Miami is too expensive to do, I'll just do it right here in good old Charlotte, North Carolina. I owe DC Maryland a seminar. So when I was in the I'm trying to download this thing so I could play this. Oh. Let me see if I can get this video up while y'all thinking about Miss Foot says, yes, you do. I do owe Maryland a visit. Maybe you know what? I got it. I got to hit Maryland. Got to. Got to. Somebody said about. Oh. All right. Nobody got a question? For Q&A, that's what it is. It ain't for you to stare at me. My son, this is the new setup. His first load with the hot shot. That's his first load. He's proud of himself. And I was, with the hot shot's a whole different animal when it comes to. Let me show you the setup. I gotta find. I didn't save it on my phone. That's the new truck and trailer. That's a 40-foot trailer behind him. Behind his truck. That's the new Ram 3500 dually with the gooseneck 40-foot tilt trailer. And then one of the guys, he picked up his first container load. Oh, here's another shot of it. Yeah, this was when they was picking it up last week in Houston. Hang on. This is him picking up the other driver out in Texas, picking up his first container with the whole purpose of us doing this is to move these containers. Yeah. That was the whole purpose. He got it up there, he's strapping it down. Yeah. Man, that thing got some weight. Them tires. That's the other Ram truck that I picked up. Him pulling. So now we have box trucks, and now we also have these hot shots. You love driving those Rams. It's comfortable. Let's see what you got. Okay. Let me go catch up to these questions. Passport question is how to have the passport reflect you as a national. If you want your passport to reflect you as a national, you need to go to my website, AKiem.com. The whole process is there. How to fill out the application, what type of affidavit you need to turn in. Now, when you get your passport, it's not going to look any different from anyone else's. It's your application that makes it different, how you apply for it, all of the background. So that's why once you apply for the passport, you will order a certified or authenticated copy of it to prove that you applied as a national, and you put that to the side until you need it, which in most cases you won't. Now, I'll get back to your question, like in Apple. On passport, is there more stars, better or fewer stars? The stars mean absolutely nothing. I've done thousands of these passports, helped people with them, and I've seen people with extensive criminal histories with 5 stars, and I've seen people with good histories with 3 stars. And I helped a family of 4, 2 small children and 2 adults. The adults had 3 stars and the children had 4 stars. It's a luck of the draw. Another mother and daughter. One of the daughter had 5 stars, the mother had 3. And the one that had 5 stars don't even follow this process or do any of the stuff. The mother did. So it's nothing special about the stars. Don't let people fool you. When you get these people spewing, well, this is if you have 5 star, it's a selling point for them, and they will never be able to prove to you that 5 stars mean anything. Only thing I promote is stuff that I can verify. I can't verify that, and I know across the board, all kinds of people have stars. How many had this and this and that? I didn't see anything. Matter of fact, let me go see. Let me get my daughter just did her passport, and I didn't even bother looking. I don't even know new ones have a star on it. Let me go look at hers. I'll be right back. All right, I just looked at hers and it's 3 stars on hers just like mine. So it don't mean, and I did hers exactly the same way. Like I did the family, all of them did the same way, and the children have more stars than the parents. All right, so don't get caught up in the stars. So, like Lake Canopo, she said, "Is there anything else you know? I don't need anything else. Everything's good. I'm gonna wrap yours up before the end of the week, along with other things I gotta wrap up before I go on vacation. Can I switch my insurance over to the name of the trust once it is set up? You can switch your insurance up to the name of the trust right now if you got the EIN number for it. They don't when you do insurance, they don't need when you put in your car's insure your car with you insure your trust with man. When you get insurance for your trust, they don't ask for trust certificates. They just want the name and the EIN number. That's it. And all they're gonna do is make your trust the certificate holder or a beneficiary. Someone I forgot how it called. Like, let me see. Let me log into my see how it looks. I could read it off. Actually, I got my insurance cards on my phone, so I could tell you. It'll say your name doing business as like mine's is Barbara Akeem Sesta K Trust. That's how they have it listed. Okay. Very simple product. Insurance is probably one of the easiest things to go ahead and attach your trust to. Let's go to the so yes, you can switch your insurance long as if you have the EIN number and the name of the trust, you can. Thank you. Nice rigs, he said. Renell Brunskill said, congratulations to your son. Yes, thank you. Pulling power. Yes, those things can pull. DJJOJ said, I was thinking about doing dually or tractor work. Dually work, because you don't, if you long as you don't go over 26,000 pounds, you non-CDL, you don't have all those restrictions on you. Oh, congratulations. Love it, brother. Love it. Thank you. He said, that's some heavyweight, those trailers. Yes, they are. And they tall. And you got to throw the straps over them. So we got some work where the reason why we went into this is because the guy out in Houston is going to be moving 21 miles. It's 21 miles at over $11 a mile each load. So and he's going to run 5 of those loads a day on average. You see what I'm saying? That's why we're doing it. Short distance runs for decent money. So he could potentially make $1,000 a day, make it $1,000 a day for the company just doing short runs. And not burning up the gas. Somebody said beautiful trucks. Thank you. What's the purpose or advantages establishing the church? Tax advantage, tax exemption, protection, because the church, the government cannot infringe on your rights as a church as long as you don't do the 501c3 setups. AB says congratulations. Okay. My birth certificate is authenticated at the county, state, and federal level. Is it necessary to complete the Minnesota 220? No. No. You can do it. I did it. That was one of the first things I did because that was a process that was being taught. But I'm honestly tell you, none of that has gotten me any remedy. Because you could apply for your passport as a national with a regular birth certificate or an authenticated one. It don't make a difference. Omar L says, should we switch bills, utilities to family trust? Yes. Yes. Or church. Yes. You can. If you switch your property to the church, and as long as you own it right out, you can apply for tax exemption on property taxes right there. That way they've been looking for how to get out of property taxes. That's how. Turn your home into a church or a temple, mosque, synagogue. Turn it into that. Like an open quick come up short time. It's 8:47. It's almost 9. Get your last minute questions. I guess the growth is gonna go up the more I do these shows. It's gonna go up. So but I'll take another question while I'm here. While I'm here. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. How may I become a national? You're already a national. You just got to show them that you are. You have to undo all of those applications you filled out where you checked off a U.S. citizen and stuff like that. So that means correct your passport, correct your driver's license, correct the social. That's how you show that you are a national, but you don't become a national. You already are a national. You just have checked off boxes that made you look like a U.S. citizen when you weren't. See, you basically committed perjury and fraud when you checked off that you was a U.S. citizen. You don't become a national. You are a national. You always were a national. You just got to show proof that you are and correct the way you fill out the passport, correct the way you do driver's license, correct the way you do socials. And there's some other things, but those are the 3 main things that you need to correct. How do you correct that? AKiem.com has the national passport process, has a driver's license process. And with all of that, it'll teach you how to correct the social. The social, everything's about creating an affidavit, attaching it to your application to state who you are. That's what it's about. And you can go to my YouTube channel to the old videos because I can tell that you are sort of new to listening to me by those questions. I'll try to find you the videos. I got so many now. Here it is. It's right down here. DSS October 13, 2021. Actually, I show you how to even fill out the application. I'm going to put this in the chat for you. This is the video you need to watch. You need to go to, also, it would be a good idea. I don't like this. I shouldn't say you need to. Is to binge watch a lot of my YouTube channels, videos. There's the link to the video DS11 as a national because I actually show you how to fill out the application in that. Oh, should I give insurance the trust EIN or one of my another? You give it your trust EIN. They don't insurance don't even ask for the Do they ask for the EIN? I don't remember asking for the EIN. Come to think of it, they just wanted the name of the trust. Maybe they did, maybe I don't remember them asking that question. Because all I did was take my existing insurance that I already had and told them, hey, I need to change all of this over to my trust and make them make my trust. It was a term they used. I guess it was benefits. It was a term they used. Someone, a policy holder. Policy holder. If the SS number is corrected, does that prevent you from receiving your spouse's benefits? No. No. All you're doing is changing how the status of how the number looks in their system. The number stays the same. You're just changing the status. It doesn't mess with benefits or anything like that. And that's the number one question people, oh, well, I lose my benefits. No, you don't. Remember, you're not that social. That's their number. So the money is assigned to that number. They're going to always give you that regardless. People have this misconception, and it's been one of mine. I was taught this way. Go ahead, authenticate your birth certificate. Do all of those things. It's not your birth certificate. It's their birth certificate. It's their man-made created in legus. Ins legus. That's the Latin term for straw man or legal persona. It's a legal persona. Okay? It's not you. And here's the other thing. I've been on this for a while. You don't know when you was born, the day and all of that. Someone told you that. You only know what someone told you, what time of you were born, the date you was born, and what your name is. You came in here and you woke up on your mind, and when you were able to comprehend at some later date after you were born, my name is AKiem. Yes, my date of birth is this. Can you say your date of birth? You were coached into knowing your date of birth. You was coached into knowing your name. Say your name. And you mispronounce it a few times. Then you got it right. AKiem. What's your date of birth? 10, I don't know. You didn't care about those things when you were born. You were made to care about those things. All you knew, you just existed. So they programmed you to believe that all these things that they put on these documents is you. No, it's representations of an estate that was created in that name. The name you put on a birth certificate is really not your name. It's the name they created for the estate. You have come in and forsook your heavenly position like the angels did way back in pre-flood. And they identified with being men, being natural man. I got a scripture to say you don't want to be natural man. You want to be the spiritual man. You want to be the spiritual woman. I'll go over those things at a later date. I'll do like I did back in the day. I used to do a teaching and then I went into Q&A. Just because you authenticate your birth certificate, you put the affidavit with it, do all of that stuff, it's still you're authenticating their proof, their document that of an estate they're created. It's not flesh and blood. It's not spiritual. It's not you. You're just showing proof that they created an estate. You're giving them more validity. The only proof you need, that's why I have you guys set up your churches and your temples, is proclaim it through your religious beliefs, your spiritual beliefs. No one can deny you. That is called being spiritual or operating as a spiritual man. The Constitution is clear that your rights cannot be abridged as long as you're doing it without harming anyone else. under your religion. No one could refute you. This is why the whole movement of creating your own spiritual name came about. And I agree with that. You have a spiritual name. And you can actually document that spiritual name into the Bible. Didn't God do that for Moses and Noah and all of them? They incorporated the spiritual name into their biblical text. All those names that we are looking up to are written in the Bible. So what you need to do is get your text in the part where it says the family Bibles, and start recording your names there. And that's your proof. And then, okay, I have the insurance and the trust name. I just want to know if camera's getting a little blurry. I just want to know if it was necessary to give them the EIN number. I think they asked. Yes, it is, because when they write a check, if you have a claim, they're gonna write it to that number, and they need to get their write off. Yes, it is necessary. All right. I think this is a pretty decent Q&A. We had a couple of calls. Once I figure out this phone thing, it'll be even better. It will be even better. All right. With that being said, I'm going to shut it down. Thanks for joining. And let's grow this live. Let's grow it. Let's grow it. I only did an hour today, a little less than an hour. Next thing you know, I used to do 2-3 hour shows and be on here just going. We're going back to them days. All right, y'all. Peace, prosperity.